Hello everybody. How you doing? Thanks for checking out my video. This is my first official, I don't know if it's considered an episode or you could just say my first official podcast or whatever. Well, So I wanted to make sure I stay within the topic that I want to discuss today. And the topic that I'm discussing today is growing up with a reading comprehension problem. Yes, I am one of those people who went through years and years of school. I struggled with not being able to understand. And I never really liked to go to school, and the reason for that is because I was going to school, but at the same time, I'm here, but okay, I don't understand. I don't understand shit. Like, I don't understand. I just was not understanding. And so I would act out and I would just do stuff to not be there. Like, no, I wasn't bad. I was not bad at all. It seemed like I was, but I was really seeking help. But no one wanted to listen. No one wanted to take an initiative to see, okay, what is really going on with Steven? Like, can we help him? So growing up with reading comprehension problem can really, really, really be unique. And sometimes it can be really, really tough. Believe me, it can be tough. Remember, this was 8th grade and I was in, we had 2 different classes. You have your students that's a little more advanced in something and the ones that are not. And so since my problem wasn't discovered, I was just in the class with everybody else. So we would do like these group activities where we would pick who we want to be on our team or whatever. You know how you got your friends in school. Okay, she gonna be on my team, he gonna be on my team, whatever it may be, or whoever. So we would have the activity. Okay, yeah, we get together and we would do the activity, and then they'll pick a person to represent the team. Okay, of course, don't pick me because we gonna lose. Because once again, I don't understand. I wanted to participate, but I already knew we weren't gonna win. We just was not gonna win because me personally, they didn't understand it. You know, we all young. They don't know. They don't understand. But Steven don't. I don't know what I'm doing. So when it was time for me to go to the board and answer the question, I was like, I ain't gonna be able to do it. That was my favorite thing. That's what I would say. I would say, I ain't gonna be able to do it. Because remember, I don't know how to do this. I always feel embarrassed. You always feel frustrated because you don't understand. Like, you just don't understand. Although I never was left behind in school, which means I never was put back in a grade. Because back in my years of education, I don't remember when they stopped doing it, but it was all about, social promotion, which means you go to the next grade regardless if you fail, you pass, you almost made it, or whatever your scores may be. It was social promotion because you just go to the next grade, which didn't help me because I didn't learn what I was supposed to learn in the last grade. You have to find creative ways to understand material. And back then, what did I do to help me understand? I really didn't find materials. I really just would get help. The tutoring, the after school tutoring. Or I would ask my mom to help me and stuff like that. But back then, in the 90s, late 90s, we really didn't have many resources. Technology wasn't like what it is today. So it was like, if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. But like I said earlier, social promotion. So you just went to the next grade. May have to work twice as hard just to keep up. And I did. But like I said, the social promotion aspect of things back then, you went to the next grade, whether you knew what you was doing prior, you was going to the next grade regardless. So without that being said, whether you knew what you was doing, you still was being pushed away. And coping strategies in your growth. The coping strategies that I had, let me see. And the coping strategies I had were none until I reached, I say it was my ninth grade, almost 10th grade year. I went to what was considered my home school first, which was James Madison High School in Dallas, Texas. I was so happy to get to high school. Oh my God, I'm in high school. I got there and I was like, you know what? This is not gonna be good at all. I can already see me failing. I can already see the struggle. And I didn't even like the school. It was too much going on. And I think in 1999, I realized I had bad ass nerves. I was in class. This was August of 1999. I do not remember what class it was. I do know I was sitting there in the middle of class. I got my stuff. Well, and I got up out of that classroom and I walked to the door because I'm getting out of this mess. Because I feel like I deserved better. And if you know Madison, you know that it was only one way in and one way out. The security guard was like,
"Where you going?"
"Ma'am, I'm going home." And that's exactly what I told her, and I left. So, I'm going to be really, really, really direct. Going through school, sometimes kids, students, young adults, they're not bad. Most of the time, they are seeking help. Some kids, young adults, or students do not know how to ask for the help that they feel that they should be getting. Now, I knew I needed help. No one understood why I was acting out. No one decided to figure out if I needed the help. I wanted to learn. I did not know how to understand what I was trying to learn. But I will say this. I went to a school by the name of Eagle Academy of Dallas. It's no longer around. The school is no longer around because schools lose credibility and they close down. Okay. What I will say this. It took me, myself, to get up out of James Madison High School in 1999, August to be exact, walk out to the help that I needed. No, I did not know I was going to get the help that I needed when I got to Eagle Academy of Dallas. But I did know that going to a smaller school, more intimate, more one-on-one, that I will learn. I'm going to learn. That was my whole goal. I want to learn. Although I'm 14 years old, after I done went through first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seven, and eight without getting any help that I really needed. This school, the principal and his wife, Mr. Parker and Mrs. Parker, and my mom, it was a program that we were introduced called, it was ARD. I don't know if they do ARD in other states. I don't know, but I do know it was ARD. And basically, it's a program within the the education agency or whatever you want to call it, that's for special education. Okay. So basically they did like my, you go through, they had to do this evaluation and you have to do certain stuff and they determine like, what's your problem? Like, what is Steven's problem? So this program basically was how I found out that I was struggling with reading comprehension. But when I tell you that was the best thing that could have ever happened to me as far as education. I wish I would have got that help prior to high school. But like they say, timing is always about timing. So, no, I don't regret struggling. I can't say that I wish, well, no, I'm not going to say that because that's like a regret. I just wish that I would have got the help sooner. I don't dwell on that. That doesn't bring me down anymore, although it did. But no, because I'm comprehending. I'm comprehending now. Because I figured out a way as I got older. So with the plan that they created for me, put me on the path to graduating high school in 2003, the original year, rather, that I was supposed to finish high school. But with the plan that they started, it was supposed to be finished in 2004. But I was like, no, I don't want to graduate a year later. I want to graduate the year that I'm supposed to graduate with the people that I'm supposed to graduate with. Because I did not want to feel some type of way. Because that was going to really make me feel some type of way having to graduate the year after I was supposed to. Sometimes it's the small things you should appreciate in life. I don't feel any kind of way now telling somebody that, oh yeah, I struggled with reading comprehension. Oh yeah, I got bad grades. Oh yeah, I didn't know what the I was doing when I was going through school. But I just know that you have to learn to appreciate whatever happens to you through life. Yeah, it be some up stuff, but you just have to appreciate it. Like, I just know I became more of a believer in stuff happening for a reason. And I do know that education being so far to the left of me, going through all those years, didn't make me feel less of a person. I just know that I became, I can say, hands-on visual learner. Like, when it's time to read stuff, like, yeah, I can read. Like, I never struggled with reading. I just could not process it, which means I couldn't comprehend it. So now when I read, like, I could read. That's not the problem. So, but, of course now my stuff is not the same as it was then. But I'm just saying, you become better as you get older. So I basically had to be my own teacher because they didn't get it. I basically learned hands-on, visual. Give me something, I'll figure it out. Don't give me no instructions because I don't want to read it. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to figure it out. That's just how I learn how to do things. Visual learner, hands-on learner. It's nothing wrong with it. You just learn different. So I went on through high school. I graduated. I did the normal. But it was time for college. it was time for college. Let me say this. I did not allow them people to make me feel some type of way. Because once again, I don't learn like the other people. So when it came to taking these assessment tests in college, which I do not understand why I have to keep doing these same tests to see what level I'm on. Of course, I took the test. Of course, oh, you're going to need developmental. Ma'am, I'm not doing that. So the whole advisor thing and, oh, you need to go see an advisor. For what? I didn't want to do that. So let me tell you this. Yeah, I had to do the first set of classes. And I made some stuff shake. I figured out, okay, I'm going to get out of this. Because I'm not going to keep trying to develop. Ma'am, I am in college. I barely made it here. You're not for to make me feel some type of way, and I'm not for to feel like I'm going back in time because I refuse to be still trying to develop at the age of 17 in this community college. So yes, I did the developmental reading, developmental math. I kind of, I'm just going to be honest. I just figured out a way to pass the test. I'm just going to leave it like that. And so after that, I decided like, oh, I don't need the advisors no more. I'm not going to be going through all this trying to go get these people to help me pick my classes. I'm going to figure out what classes I need for the program that I want to take. And I ended up taking interactive media development because I was more hands-on, as I said, when I was growing up. I was into the computer work, the graphics, the web design, all this type of stuff. Hands-on, visual learner, remember? So I took interactive media development, and that's what I went on through college, and I finished. And I also took makeup for the stage, and I did fashion design classes as well. So I took in what I had an interest in because I did not want to be struggling through college trying to take stuff that I just knew I was not going to be able to do without any assistance. So I ended up graduating in 2006 with a certificate in interactive media development. And I took makeup for the stage and I did some fashion design classes as well. So with all that being said, I do not look back in time and be like, damn, I couldn't learn for shit. Like, I didn't know what I was doing. Oh, I'm going to feel like this when I get this. I'm going to feel like this if I can't get this. That wasn't me. Because I knew that it was going to work out for me and I was going to figure out how to make it work out for me. And that's what I did. Oh, I say this to say, if you know or you have kids or, young adults or students who struggle and who you feel need help, baby, I'm going to be real honest. Help them damn people. Help them kids, help them students, help whoever, the young adults, the old people, the whoever. When people need help, they need help. And yeah, you can't make people want help, but sometimes you may have to do that. But I just feel like I appreciate every single bad grade, every single note to my mama. Even the times I had to go to ISS, which is in-school suspension, because I wanted to cuss the teacher out. And I did. Because, sir, you're getting on my nerves. I already don't want to be here because I don't know what the I'm doing. But anyway, I cussed them out. So I was in-school suspension. Oh, no, I wasn't a bad kid. But I was there because I don't want to be here. I didn't want to be there. I did not want to be there. So I just want people to know that all the bad things in life are not there to make you feel bad about life, if that makes sense. Just because I didn't comprehend stuff that I was reading, stuff that they were showing me to read, stuff that I needed to read, does not mean that I'm just, terrible person. Oh, you the boy that didn't know what the hell he was doing. You the boy that couldn't do this. You the young man who did. No, none of that. None of that. Just because I didn't understand that damn math problem, which was a math problem, I don't even know why it was a math problem, and I don't even know why they gave us that math problem. Because a lot of this shit we went through in school, we don't even use that today. But if we had the people and the assistance that you need and that you want going through school, and if people will recognize that there is an issue early on in life and try to find ways to help the people who need it, it would make things so much better.